Hi everyone, so I'm making a video on my jaw surgery experience just because I watched so many of these before I had my actual operation, but there was not many on the specific one that I had, which was a lower jaw surgery. So I thought I'd do a video on my experience because it was so different to everyone else's, and I had these expectations and it turned out really well because like my recovery was a lot easier than I was expecting. But yeah, this is my whole journey. Basically, starting in 2015 June, I got my braces. In 2016 January, I got my wisdom teeth my lower wisdom teeth removed in preparation for June 2017. I had my jaw surgery, which was tomorrow. It'll be 3 weeks ago, so I'm not even at the 3-week mark yet, but you can see I'm still a bit swollen and I've got a bit of a lisp right now, but I can talk fine. I can eat, like, I can't chew, but I can eat quite alright, and I look, if you didn't know me, you'd think this could be my normal face. So I'll just go through how everything happened. Basically, I had my operation in a hospital that wasn't close to me, so we had to go down there for about 7 o'clock in the morning. If I'm looking down, by the way, it's because I've got notes down here because I can't remember everything that happened. So yeah, I didn't get operated on until around 11 o'clock in the morning, and then I woke up again and it was 2:30, and I woke up in like the recovery room. And I could feel that I had a really dry throat, and the thing is, they say that they put a tube down your nose so that they can help you breathe. I'm not sure if they do that for lower jaw surgery or not, because they told me they would, but my nose was like fine. It was just a bit like, I just had a bit of a runny nose, but it wasn't bleeding or anything. I never had a nosebleed, not once, so I don't really know what happened there. I had my mouth bleed one time. I got out of the bed and someone had to take me to the toilet because I could not walk properly, but I really had to go to the toilet. And when I got into the toilet, my mouth just started like bleeding, like it was just like coming out. That was kind of terrifying, but literally I just wiped it off. Didn't bleed one more time after that. It was fine. So I didn't have any problems with blood, thank God. So then I got given a liquid morphine and another painkiller, which was paracetamol, I think, for a drip. And the liquid morphine, oh my God, is your best friend in there. It literally takes the pain away straight away. I couldn't feel anything. When I woke up, I did feel pain. Like, it wasn't bad pain, but I felt the pain. And then she gives me this liquid morphine. It was amazing. The thing is, with when I woke up, the reason I could feel the pain, I don't know if it's like the same for everyone else, but my mouth didn't go that numb. I know you're expecting to go numb. I think these parts of my mouth, my tongue, and maybe a little bit just around here went numb, but I could feel everything else. So I stayed in hospital for one night. I stayed in a room with 3 other people, and they were like older ladies. It was a bit terrifying, I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't do it again. Because they're so old, first of all, they snore really loudly. One of them had dementia, so she was waking up every hour or so asking where she was, and I know she can't help it, but I didn't get any sleep. And then the woman across from me was up all night vomiting, so it was awful. But we did have a nurse in the room with us at all times because of the lady with dementia, which was really helpful because you wouldn't have that usually. So whenever I was in pain, I could just ask him to get me some painkillers or get me some water or something, which you wouldn't usually have in a room. So I was quite lucky there, but at the same time, I got about 2 hours sleep that night. It was the worst night's sleep I've ever had in my life. Shit, it's raining again. Can you hear the rain? I'm gonna stop. Okay, sorry about that. It started raining a lot. Okay, carrying on. The next day I woke up about 5 o'clock in the morning. The nurse got me some water, like, because his shift was ending, and basically that was it. I just sat there waiting for my parents. The surgeon came round and asked me to like bite down and stuff to check on it, and he said that the bite was spot on. I was eating a yogurt for breakfast as well, so he was really impressed with that. He said I had to drink 3 jugs of water before I was allowed home, and if I could eat something soft then that would be best. So yeah, I was going home that day definitely, so I ate the yogurt, and he said that I should be going home by about 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to try and insert pictures of my face on each day. I'm not that good at editing, but we'll see what I can do, because I did take photos every single day for the first week or so, just so that you can see how the swelling goes up and then comes back down again, because it is like, it peaks and then it comes down quite fast. But yeah, my swelling got worse on the second day, and my neck started to hurt as well, because I guess like my jaw was getting used to its new position, so it was straining a bit, I don't know. So I eventually ended up leaving the hospital at about 1:30, because it just took ages for me to get given the last dose of antibiotics. I don't know, they must have been busy or something. So basically all I've written is that when I got home I slept on the sofa and I watched Love Island. I caught up on Love Island because I missed it on Friday night, and then I had codeine that night, which is like the strongest painkiller that they gave us. They said only take it if you're in a lot of pain, and my feeling was just, it was coming back, so I took that for that evening so that I would actually be able to sleep rather than having another 2 hours. So that night I woke up at 1 AM, 3 AM and 4 AM. But I preferred it to being in hospital, so it's fine, I really wasn't complaining. It was just hard to sleep like upright, because you have to sleep with your head elevated, and it's really hard to stay like that, and it's so you can't get comfortable. You know how you just want to like lie down and snuggle in your bed and like lie on your side or something, and you just can't do that, and it's really annoying and it's hard to sleep. So that was the main problem there. Also it did hurt. That day I noticed that my right side of my jaw was getting a lot more swollen than my left side, and it was hurting a lot more as well. And also my eye got a little bit swollen, which wasn't fun, but that went down like quickly anyway. So I described the pain on that day as a constant ache with tingles every now and then, which makes sense. The pain you get from jaw surgery is more of an ache than a pain, if you know what I mean. It's always there unless you take the painkillers, like, and it really works, but there's always something there and you can always feel it, but it's not really bad pain in my experience. So the worst part that I found was the lack of things to do, because all of my friends were at sixth form and I had no energy to do anything else. And also it's really hard not to laugh. My mum was making me laugh so much, and Love Island was making me laugh so much. So that was really annoying. I was also scared about the stitches coming out. I don't know if that would have even happened, but I didn't want to laugh basically. Okay, so day 4 I woke up at 4:30 and in the worst pain I'd experienced at that point. And I know that this is meant to be around the peak of swelling. It was my peak of pain as well. It really hurt. So I moved down to the sofa on that day because I was finding it so hard to sleep upright. I decided that sleeping on a recliner might help. So I spent like the rest of the morning from about 6 AM onwards on the sofa, and I slept I slept for about 4 hours, which was really good. So there's a tip: if you have a recliner, make use of that. And then I had a bath because I hadn't showered since Friday, and this was Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So I was feeling disgusting, but like I didn't have enough energy to be standing up that whole time. So I had a bath, and it makes you feel so much better. It makes you feel amazing, and it kind of takes away the pain for a little while. The steam is just really nice, like a really nice feeling. So I definitely recommend that. Also, it just makes you feel clean, which is really needed in a time when you can't brush your teeth. Day 5, I woke up at 5:30 in the morning, and because I find it really hard to get to comfortably get to sleep that night, because I wasn't sleeping in my bed, I slept in my mum's bed instead, because she has like a better mattress quality, and I thought it'd do better for my back, but it didn't do anything for my sleep, so that one went out the window. I was awake till about 2:30 AM that night, so that was kind of one of the worst nights since the hospital, probably. So that day, it was Monday, so I had my appointment with my orthodontist on the Tuesday. So I spent that day washing my hair, getting ready, you know, getting ready for my entrance back into the real world. But the pain got a lot worse on that day, and it also came with an earache on this side. Just didn't do very well. It also came with an earache on this side, which was, ow, painful. And then the next day I had my appointment with my orthodontist. It would have been with my surgeon, but he was working in another hospital, so I just had it with my orthodontist. And he took off the front bands because my teeth were banded at the side and at the front, so I couldn't even open my mouth to begin with. I was talking like this. And it was kind of terrifying when he took the bands off, because you feel like your jaws was going to go there. But it was fine, and he said that I could open my mouth a lot more than it would have been expected to. I could fit one finger in my mouth already, like after just having those bands taken off. And then he loosened the side bands as well, so that I could eat soft foods and stuff, because at that time I'd only been drinking really. And also on that day, the earaches and pain in this like side swelling just got worse. It was really bad on this side. This side wasn't a problem at all, but here it was awful. Two days after my appointment with my orthodontist, I went to the beach because everything was going well. So I thought I'd go to the beach, enjoy myself in the sea, in the sand. And I got home, went to put on some lip balm. My entire mouth was bleeding. There was like blood all over my lips, in my teeth, on my tongue, everywhere, and I kind of freaked out because like I said, I hadn't had any problems. I didn't have any nosebleeds, no bleeding from my mouth, didn't vomit at all. It was a breeze. And then my mouth just suddenly starts bleeding on like the 8th day. I looked in the mirror and the blood was coming from my lower gum back here, which was weird. You'd think it'd be on the side that hurt the most, but it was coming from here. And it was just in between the stitches, but it wasn't where the actual stitches were, so I wasn't even sure what had even happened to make it bleed. But we called the hospital and they said it's normal, like, for your mouth to bleed. It didn't feel normal because it had been such a long time and I hadn't experienced it at all. But he said it was fine, so I just rinsed my mouth with salt water and went on with my life, and it didn't bleed again after that, and it healed, and that was that. And then the next day I went to a festival, as you do. It was day 9. I don't know what possessed me to go to a festival. I booked the tickets about day 7 because I figured I'm feeling a bit better, so I thought I'd go because I really wanted to see this band that was playing there, and it was quite a close festival, so I decided to go. Basically, I had a massive bruise here, like green, brown, bruise, yellow, all the way from like around here and down here, like, and it was very visible, and my mouth was still a bit swollen, more swollen than this. So I didn't really care though about going there and people seeing me. I cared about people I knew seeing me, but I didn't care about everyone else because they don't know what I normally look like, so it could have just been me. So that is my top tip. Don't even give a shit about what other people think of you. I'll put in a few more photos from my recovery after that point, but after like day 9, day 10, everything was fine. I went to see my surgeon the next week on like the Wednesday, just a week after I'd seen my orthodontist, and he basically said, okay, I was a bit annoyed at this. He said, still no more chewing, obviously, and we'll talk about when I can eat again in my next appointment with him, which is on the 30th of August, which means I would have been on a no-chew diet for about 2 months. I don't want to have to wait until the end of August, the end of summer, to be able to eat a slice of pizza. I can't even say the word pizza. But I've made some lists of just some tips so that you know what you need and what is easy to eat on a like stuffed food diet, because it's so boring just eating mashed potatoes and scrambled eggs all the time. Like, I got sick of scrambled eggs. I haven't eaten them in about 2 weeks now. So I packed a lot from when I actually went to the hospital, but you really don't need, like with lower jaw surgery, obviously I can't speak for when you have both, because it's obviously a lot more going on, but you don't need that much. I used ice packs because my orthodontist said that they would be better than heat, and it would like, it took away the ache and also helped to reduce swelling, but he said it wasn't necessary anyway. Use earphones. Definitely, if you're staying overnight in a hospital, take your phone and take your earphones, because noise doesn't stop for the evening. A neck pillow is really useful. It's not comfortable because your cheeks are so puffy, it doesn't really fit properly, but when you're like trying to stay upright, it's a lot more comfortable to have something supporting your neck at least. A tongue cleaner is an absolute necessity. Like, you could not survive without it. Your tongue gets so manky because you can't brush your teeth apart from the front to begin with until they like take off or loosen your bands or something. It's disgusting in there. And then when I actually finally was able to at least even get my tongue out of my mouth and see it, it was gross. A small baby spoon is always good. I got mine from the little ice cream van when they do little pots of ice cream and they give you a spoon with that. Just a tiny little spoon so that you can fit it through the tiny gap that you've got. That's really good. It makes it a lot easier to eat like mashed potato and stuff in the first few days of your soft food diet. Soluble pain medication is the most important thing on this list. It's because it's so much easier than trying to fit a pill through your mouth, because you can't, it's not even possible, and crushing up a pill is disgusting. So I just had tablets of paracetamol that would dissolve in water, and I had liquid ibuprofen, which is like a kid's medicine, so it basically doubled the dosage, which I'm not sure you're meant to do, but he told me to do it, my surgeon, and it worked. Lip balm, also necessity. Obviously, I think you would know this. Your lips are going to get really dry and chapped because you're not really licking them and you're not talking or anything. You know what I mean? It's just, they're not being used like normal, so they're going to get really chapped. And also, I found it really nice to have some kind of face oil or just a facial cleanser or something that didn't take too much effort. So I basically literally had a face oil which I put on a pad and wiped around my face, and that was it. But it just allowed you to freshen up. Even just wet wipes are really good. It just lets you freshen up and stuff. Also, tissues are also great for like a runny nose, or if you're doing mouthwash, it's hard to spit properly, so you end up dribbling after that. I didn't have any problems with actual dribbling because my numbness was basically non-existent. I'm not even numb anymore. Like, I had this part, about 5 days in, this part was still numb, just here. But the feeling has come back there now, and the feeling has come back everywhere. Like, it didn't really leave. So I'm really lucky there as well. It's been quite a good recovery for me. Okay, so talking about what I ate on my soft food diet, I've got a list, but I've started eating more stuff recently. Like, you get braver as it goes on. Like, I was too scared. I'm so sorry that I keep on saying like, by the way. I was so scared to eat pasta or macaroni cheese or something like that, because I know you're allowed to because it's soft food, but you still have to bite down on it. Even if you don't have to chew, you have to at least bite a little bit. And I didn't want to do that. But as the days go on, you get braver, and you add to your list. Every morning when I wake up, I eat porridge now. Also ready brick, but it just takes longer to get ready, so porridge is my one. And that kind of starts me off for the day, because you want to at least have some energy to start off with. So porridge, yogurts and mousses are also like your holy grail basically. They're the easiest thing to eat. Like I said, I ate it like as soon as I woke up from my operation, so they're also really good. I had this thing called Complan as well, by the way, which is it says it's all the goodness of a balanced light meal. So it's one of those drinks where it just has all of your nutrients in it, so that you can just drink them rather than you having to eat them. So it's really good for when you're on a liquid diet to get those nutrients and calories still in. So I ate scrambled eggs and mashed potato. Like I said, they were my best friends for the first few days, but you really get sick of them when you spend so much time together. Finely grated cheese, also a really good idea, because cheese, like normal grated cheese, is a bit chewy when you heat it up or something, or it gets a bit stringy. So I added cheese to my mashed potato and scrambled eggs, but I grated it so finely that it was just easy to just swallow. As well as that, my mum made me a load of smoothies, just chuck in all the veg and fruit that you can, and a bunch of seeds, greens, everything, because you really want that energy. Trust me, even if you hate vegetables, you will love them by this. Like, I hate onions, and right now I'm craving onion rings. Ice cream, obviously, gonna love it. As well as that, milk-based ice lollies, like not water-based ones because they're a bit harder. Milk-based ones, I've managed to bite into them because they're so soft, so they're quite good. Rice pudding and things like semolina, I don't know if anyone knows what that is, but just desserts like that, Angel Delight, something soft, something light. Just desserts, they're really easy to eat and obviously they taste nice. And obviously soup is something that everyone's gonna know. Chicken soup, like if you drain it and get rid of the bits and stuff, or tomato soup, something like that, as long as you don't eat it too hot. The nurse said to me in the hospital, don't have anything too hot because it might damage your stitches in the first few days at least, I think. Okay, so overall, basically the whole point of this video is just to show that lower jaw surgery is a lot different to what you would expect from watching videos on double jaw surgery or upper jaw surgery. There's a lot more complications in the upper jaw with your nose, with your appearance, with everything, and your breathing than there is with the lower jaw. As well as that, there's a lot more complications with the nerves, I think. I mean, I don't know, I'm not a doctor, but from my experience, it's been a lot easier to recover with this operation than I have seen in all of the videos I've watched or Instagram accounts that I've been following. I'm not saying everyone's experience is going to be like this, because there was a girl in the hospital who I think had the same operation as me and she was like throwing up in the shower, but I didn't have basically any problems. I'm really scared of vomiting and I was terrified of that because basically everyone I watched had thrown up after their operation because of the anaesthetic. But after my wisdom teeth operation, I didn't throw up either. I don't think I react to the anaesthetic. So I think that's an individual thing. It's not to do with the kind of surgery you're having. But the bleeding definitely was a lot less than what other people have experienced, especially in the nose. Literally, no, I don't know what happened. No blood. And then I've still got a little bit of swelling here, obviously. And I'll insert a picture of me before the operation so you can see how different my face is at the moment. But my actual appearance hasn't changed really, like my nose or anything. They said they wouldn't change and it obviously hasn't, because moving the lower jaw wouldn't affect that. It's just changed the fact that I had an overbite and now I don't. If anyone has any questions, write them down because I will reply to them, most definitely, probably. But good luck if you are having jaw surgery soon. It's not as bad as you think it is, and it's really nice after the first week to see the difference and to just get through it. The first week goes so slowly when you're in it, but then as soon as you get, like where I am now, first week feels like a month ago and it was only about 2.5 weeks ago. Not even that. My orthodontist said that I'm meant to get my braces off within about 4 months, so I'll have them off before my 18th birthday as well. So if you're thinking about jaw surgery and you have good reason to go for it and it's being offered to you, I would suggest taking the risk because you might regret it when you're older. I've heard stories of people regretting it. That's why I did mine, because I was like, I don't want to get into my 20s and then want to have jaw surgery and have to pay for it or something, because I had mine on the NHS because my overbite was big enough. But yeah, that's basically it. Good luck.